with that is the end of day 3 of training. We don't have to go through every single day of training, but would anybody like to do anything with your recreational time after this big day of training? You probably all have not seen each other since the morning. It is about, I want to say 9 o'clock at night now, so it's night outside. The bar is open again, and yeah, you can reminisce about your day or whatever you had to do. Kip just went to bed.
A very important question about my otter.
Oh, well, yes.
Can it go with me?
No, it's got they basically have a pen where they keep the animals.
Okay.
You can still send it commands. I love you. Okay. I love you. Okay.
Love you.
Love you.
Okay. Well, then you don't see me with an otter.
That's just heartbreaking.
I
You
know.
just see me with an otter-faced grin.
An otter-shaped hole.
I think Lex would probably text the group chat and be like, drinks? Or
for
not?
sure.
I would text back a drink and a thumbs up. But I misclick and it's really like the Shakabra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you see the otter respond, okay! Oh, you butt dialed the otter.
Oh no, God.
Yes.
The otter's added to the group text.
The otter just keeps sending stuff.
No.
I'll send the same.
What?
I'll send the same emoji back. I'll send this emoji back.
I'll send ice cubes.
Oh my god.
I'll just send the words yes.
Yes.
Bless
you.
Micah.
So I guess you all meet up at the OTEC bar.
Yeah.
You see Gavin sitting at a bar. He kind of waves to Zed. You see Madison with 3 other women.
Iconic, amazing.
Yeah, and they're all
queen, Your
chatting.
Honor.
She's got her arms on 2 of them, and like one of them's at the other end. She's just like chatting with her and stuff like that.
Looks like really quietly. It's just like,
she just sees you and goes.
oh.
But you're my favorite.
I say that to everyone.
I say that to all my girls.
And you don't see Malcolm there. He's not about that. He's probably seriously just hanging out with the animal agents and trying to learn more about them and stuff. But yeah, none of the other teachers seem to be there except for Madison. And as far as the people you know, Nora and DV are also hanging out. They see Kells come into the bar. They look, but they don't stop their conversation, and they look back and are continuing their conversation and everything like that. But yeah, that's who's all in this bar. You all convene somewhere, I'm sure.
We got like a corner booth.
Yeah, you can get a booth.
Once I've had a couple of shots, I'm gonna lean in more quietly, say, so, what's the plan exactly? We're guarding a base? Is this like a one-time deal and then we're in the clear? Or how long are we gonna be paying this debt?
Well, it sounds like we're going to guard some place that used to be for parties, which I don't understand why they need
I
to
feel
guard
like
it.
it was like sublet for parties. It's like a literal substation. I don't know. It's an odd request.
No,
I
it's
mean-
not. They don't think we're gonna walk away from this.
See, that's the part that's really kind of concerning me, because I would like to walk away from this.
Yeah, but look at us. They have enough money to hire actual military people to do this. We're expendable.
Right. Which is why I'm asking, what's the plan? Not theirs so much. What's our plan?
To do the thing.
Well, yeah, how do we walk away from it?
Do we want to have a contest to see how many headshots we can all get?
Okay. Can we
all
swim
know
away
that
from
you
it?
mean that.
I know. But you could try.
Well, it's a substation, right? Are there other subs? Can we just bail?
I believe they manufacture subs there.
Yes,
But
I mean, they said there'd be subs. I think
Right.
I don't think they would send us to guard some high priority target. I mean,
correct. If we do abandon this here job, though, we do have to remember who in fact hired us. It is OTEC, which is a subsidiary of Sino, which is a very, very big corporation.
Right.
mean,
Sino are
I
at
guess
war with each other.
Just kidding. It's the other thing. Anyway, long story short, OTEC
You
is
were, just to clarify that end, you were
Yeah.
hired by Casper, who is working for Militech, who is working
that's
for
the
OTEC.
one text.
So many
Sino-
texts.
I say the same thing, but with
Yeah.
the right corporations.
I guess I'm feeling more and more like a fly in a spider's web, and the
Correct.
more we squirm, the more stuck we look.
Yes.
I don't like this debt, and I want to call it square as fast as possible and cut ties. I mean, like I was saying before, Casper seems fine because we're useful to him.
In this instance, I think Casper is fine. The person I trust, almost to a negative degree, is Frank. Is his first name Frank? Frank.
Wait,
I
who's
don't-
Frank?
One more time.
Frank. The one that.
Oh, Frank Hiraga.
The contact.
Yeah,
to
he's
get us here.
he's the. I keep forgetting his position.
Frank Hiraga is private.
He is the group commander for Militech.
Yeah.
I mean, the instructor I had seemed to generally want me to do well.
I think the instructors here, with the exception of perhaps that Johnny Neptune fellow, do in fact have our best interests at heart.
Well, our best interests in so much as they align with their best interests. They want us to do a job well enough, but I mean, a 5-day crash course isn't exactly going to save our lives if things go south.
So, Micah, do you want to bail?
I want to be ready to bail. I don't want to make enemies, but I also don't want to get any cozier than we have to be.
I mean, I
Well-
wasn't thinking about this as like a long-term engagement.
Yeah, but what are they thinking about this like?
Probably an even shorter-term engagement.
Let's hope
they
so.
said like 3 days, didn't they? They said we spent 3 days on the
Yeah, we do training and then like 3 days or so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 7 days of training and then 3 days on the base to guard it.
I mean, you
Basically-
guys know how to.
You're basically guarding it while they're doing something big that you're not part of, and you're there to basically fill the gap while they're doing the big thing.
Well, I mean, you guys know how to drive one of those things now, right? We can take one.
I mean,
That sounds like an
if we
incredibly.
need to.
That sounds like a terrible idea, though.
I'm
I'm not saying do it off the bat. I'm just saying, in case.
I mean, they're basically hiring us as like mall security guards for this location they don't really care about. If
Listen, I don't really trust
No.
mall security, okay?
They said it was a party
Mall security is
place.
a bad word.
Okay, wait a minute. Y'all, if they didn't care, they wouldn't have anybody guarding it.
you said they
Because
had the money
they-
for military, they would have hired the military if they really cared. They wouldn't hire. Look at us.
The military is doing something else. We're taking their place because this place is expendable, and if their military isn't here, this is a great opportunity for someone to snag it.
So you think something is gonna go south?
Absolutely, yes. 100%. I was just planning on being better than whoever planned on causing some shit.
And you will be.
Thank you. I know. But I think we all will.
I don't know, man.
You have no faith
Kip's been crying for 2 days.
I forgot about Kip.
He didn't even want to
Smash
come
cut
get
the Kip.
drinks.
Smash cut the Kip with his face and a pillow.
That's a fair point.
I guess what I'm really getting at is they're using us once. Sure, we got to figure out what to do about that. But is this a one-time thing, or is this just the down payment on
I'm gonna
Militech
make it a
saving our
one-time
butts that
thing.
one time?
I
think-
mean,
The fact is, one of these big corporations, that one of the department was going to have it, and now we're in the pocket of one. I don't like it.
I mean, it was inevitable. Can't really stay out of corpo business in the city.
But here's the thing. If they don't think we're going to walk away from this and we do, they thought this was going to be it to take care of our debt. So technically, our debt should be taken care of because they weren't expecting us to walk away.
One way or another.
So we use that as leverage.
And if we come up on top, maybe they think we get if it all turns upside down and sideways, and they think that we are in fact taken care of. I mean, we
Wait,
can
were we
back
getting
to it.
paid for this, or is this just payback?
Nope.
You were getting paid.
Yeah, we were.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's well, okay.
That's
That's
nicer.
odd. All right. Never mind.
doesn't make me feel
It was not
better.
in our briefing, but I
No,
do
no.
think I remember paying.
They said you're getting paid in both money and cyberware, as
Oh.
well as you're technically being paid because of the upgrades they're giving to Beacon Apartments.
But I'm guessing we're not getting this payment until after the job is done.
Oh yeah.
That
Incentive.
well, or they're not going to have to pay us. Is their plan. I don't know.
Incentive.
Such low opinions of this person who's doing you so many favors.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But that's
Michael's
great.
whole
I mean, you
backstory
would.
is
You
hates
absolutely
corpse.
would. Yeah, you're all a bunch of punks from the inner city that
Yeah.
do not trust these people at all. This is all perfectly on point. I completely agree with it. It's funny.
I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is, if things go south, I'm not the honorable soldier type. I'm Balin, and I hope you guys will hop on board that when it happens.
I've suggested it several times already.
Jason's all ready to bail.
Mentally, I've already bailed.
If we can get through this and cover our debt, and turns out they really do want to play this fair, great.
To be fair, I believe they did mention that this is only the first job, and they said you would occasionally do jobs for Militech.
And Micah's going to complain about them every time I'm sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Amazing.
But just to let you know, like, this isn't considered like the only time you're gonna pay. What's it called?
They fixed our apartment and gave us a helipad, and now they
Yeah.
expect the world of us.
They are being really, really good about it, though. At least
So
King probably would have just told you to fuck off and shot you.
Amazing.
At least they're
Yeah.
paying you.
it's fair.
King does still have a favor of us, though.
Does he?
Oh no, you're thinking of Mr. Big.
Mr. Big, you're right.
Yeah, King is the Sino guy that was a huge dick that you told to fuck off.
Right.
Who attacked us and
Yeah, who sent a
Right.
bunch of mercs to your place to kill
Right.
you all, so then he wouldn't have to deal with you.
That's right.
I guess my point
Good
is,
times.
long term, we're either going to stick in Militech's pocket or we're going to have to break out somehow. And the more tech they install in that apartment, the harder breaking out is going to be. But we also know what it was. Sino was king.
Yeah, King worked for Sino.
Yeah, we also know Sino wants it. So I mean, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't know. I'm not happy with the way things are going, but
Micah, I don't think I've ever seen you happy.
I was happy before this whole mess started. Well, happy-ish.
I think Night City ruined our lives.
It was kind of one. way
Oh
or another.
boy, howdy. So then is our plan to do our best, but when things start looking super shady, we bail?
That's my plan, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I'm not making any promises now. It depends on the moment and how many headshots I have.
Yeah, I'm game for that. I think we go and just see how south things go. If things go fine, we just party for a little while. If not, we just sub it out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously double crossing these guys too early is gonna make it even worse for us. I don't know. Oh, this whole thing is just a mess. Unless we had to choose, Night City does that sort of thing.
Have I been able to use any of my yeah, not my otter powers. No.
You said yes to it first.
No. Like my recording or anything in this place?
No. They have something blocking any recording abilities going on in this building, which makes sense to. Building that seems like it's preparing military operations. They really don't want that shit leaking.
Right. Am I able to send messages out of this place? Like, obviously, we can like text each other. Okay.
Yeah, you can send it. Yeah.
I would want to message Birdie then and see, while we still have a couple days of training, if they can get me, if they can scrounge up. Or if they can work with Rip Wave, which I know is probably their favorite thing in the world to do, to get some blueprints of this place that supposedly we're going to, as well as any sort of recent goings on there, if there's anything in particular.
Sure, yeah.
To try to get some idea of
if anything's happening. Yeah.
If anything,
we
have a blueprint.
Yeah. She just responds okay, and for a second you think it's the otter, but you double check and you're like,
it's the other side of it's the other side of my ticker screen. Like,
it's just it's triggering now. Maybe this wasn't a great idea. You get a response saying, yeah, we got. I could get you those for you.
Hey, Jason, do you have any luck snooping in this place?
No, they don't really have much info, except that it's only really been military for about a year. Before that, it was just your standard lab doing research and engineering. But yeah, in the last year, this place and that those Team 11 guys, they were just researchers. But it's about as far as I could get.
All right.
Dave, I have a question.
Sure.
Lux has a friend who is a Marines officer. Would they have any information on any of this that would be useful?
Like, what question specifically would you like to ask?
I don't know that I have a specific question. Maybe if it's possible we're gonna get blueprints of that. I guess maybe if there's any kind of hubbub about that spot, or if they have any information on any kind of other projects.
Oh, okay.
Tech might be working on.
You just get a response saying I'll take a look.
Sick.
Thanks.
Look at those connections we're utilizing.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and with that, is there anything else you would like to do before going to bed?
Drink heavily.
Get wasted.
Yo. Alrighty. You all go to bed for the night. Before bed, Zed, you get a response. You do get blueprints of the place. Just looks like again, it's like an ocean platform with like a tower coming out of it, and then there's like a kind of a section underneath. I have an actual map for it, but I was gonna give it to you later. And like it's got like a submarine base inside of it, and it does as advertised. Like it is a submarine and sea-tech vehicle depot that they build and assemble and keep submarines, that they also used to rent the top level or the platform and the tower out for corporate events or parties for rich people or anything like that. Basically just like a luxury ocean platformer for people who want to be able to see the skyline of Night City and have a party on the ocean. As far as anything like any recent activity that should be worrisome or anything like that, no, it's fairly quiet. Seems like nobody's really bothering to pay attention to it. It's usually considered to have a very minimal staff on it to just kind of make sure it's still up and running and nobody's like sabotaging it or anything like that. But yeah, it's just a very low-key ocean platform OTEC owns that like they aren't technically super using terribly much at the moment, but they probably also just don't want to lose needlessly. So that's what you managed to get out of that. Lux, I want to say in the morning you wake up to a text. My Amazon unit went up. What was the question? You kind of get the same sort of response about the platform. You get another response saying that a couple of his buddies are also there, like for a similar type of job. Like they're not working on the same. They're not doing security detail for the same thing, but they are on call essentially. Like they're there to guard a different base, but are technically on call to do whatever this big thing they are, but they can't talk about it over agents. Because it's just it's it's a top secret military operation. They can't just talk about it over text.
Why not?
No.
And then did he have any knowledge of like other projects? Like, oh wait, was that the answer to that?
Yeah,
they
he has a
talk
couple
about
of
it?
friends somewhere on base that are apparently on call for it, but they probably don't know what it is. Just that, okay, you're designated to guard this base, but if we absolutely need you, you will be diverted to do the big thing. But that's all he knows about it. And then he also gives you a thumbs up and says, sounds like an easy gig.
Yeah, I'm gonna write back, maybe too easy.
Maybe. And with that, it is now your 4th day of training. I'm not going to go through all the hubbub of what happens and everything like that. I will say, what's it called? Lux, you get to play with, what is this day? Mini torpedoes. They're Militech MTL-1 manhunters. And essentially you get to have like a little training day using these like kind of like dual rocket launchers underwater that shoot torpedoes out of them. And Micah and Kip and Kells all get to play with another OTEC shark in a little bit of a war game. You have a kind of stiff competition between the three of you and Nora, DV, and Scott, who seem to have upped their game just a little bit and everything. We are gonna have Zed, you get to play with your otter a little bit more, learning more options that it can do, things like how it can interact with ocean platforms, like ocean platform schematics that you kind of usually get to see. These are how most of these are built, and here's like entryways that this thing could get in to sabotage things. Sort of like looking at a Death Star trench run, just like here's the duct that if you shoot a bomb into it, the whole place goes up, kind of things.
I do have a name for my otter.
Oh, what is it?
Its name is Alf, A-L-F, which is short for Alpha because A to Z is Alpha.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah.
That's adorable. Otter looks up at you. Okay.
No.
Can you program it to say anything else?
I'll have Jason take a look at it.
And Jason, you just kind of basically Orlin doesn't even he doesn't even really teach you today. He's just hanging out on the roof with you and just kind of chatting, just to kind of get to know you a little bit better. And he's smoking marijuana, kind of doing that. And he'll pass it to you if you want some.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And yeah, you two are just kind of chilling on the roof as the sun's starting to set and just kind of hanging out. He's got like a little radio kind of off to the side playing some music and everything like that. And he's like, yeah, I mean, everybody kind of thinks that net running is so hard, but I don't know. We can kind of chill for a couple of days. I think you kind of get it.
Well, I mean, like, what? So how long have you been net running?
Net running? I've been net running for 30 years, I want to say.
What are your tips? You got any tips?
For ocean combat or just in general?
In general.
In general, I don't know. Don't trust anybody. Always watch your back with like ice, even if you don't think you're gonna need it. Get some. I've had so many situations where it's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna need this. I install it, and then somebody tries some bullshit, and it bites their ass in the end. And I've always been thankful for it. So, get stuff you don't need, you don't think you need, because you're gonna need it. And just try to keep an ear out when you're under the water.
So, question for Dave.
For Dave, okay.
Yeah. Ice, is that something I can write on the fly, or is that like something I would need to?
That is something you might want to actually buy and or make beforehand, because it's basically like a defense program that you can throw up as a wall for net running attacks. You can't make it on the fly. You can equip some of it before you go into a mission, though.
I think then that's probably something I will work on. So if he says I've got a couple days, I think I'm going to work on building ice. Yeah,
it's a perfect idea. I can help you with some stuff if you want. I could probably give you a couple shards that have some too if you need.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to give you the heavy shit because A, I need it, and B, you're not doing anything that huge, so it's always good to keep an open mind of things going sour on a mission, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to give you my best ice because I want it. And I'd rather give it to, if I'm going to give it to anybody, I'm going to probably give it to somebody who's on that big mission. So, yeah.
So what was the big mission?
I mean, I'm not going to talk about it because, again, I don't trust anybody. So, A, I don't trust you. B, I don't trust that my higher-ups and those, Militech guys are, not watching what I'm saying, so I don't want to leak anything. But yeah, I mean, it's the big thing. Some big's gonna happen. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. I'm not assigned to it. I'm just here to train people. He takes another drag, and that's pretty much all I'm doing. That's all Team 11's really. I think John Neptune is gonna be part of it. I want to say. And maybe Mac, and that's about it.
I mean, you're saying not to trust people, so I'm not trusting people, so I'm trying to get information.
That's fair. I respect that. But
as he looks to the wind.
One thing I probably can tell you is that I hear fucking Morgan Blackhand might be part of it. Isn't that crazy? I've been looking at records.
He's in the big thing?
Yeah, he's in the big thing, I think. I've been looking at records, and it does look like a contract has been filed to get his services. So that's not just a rumor. I think that's happening.
That is a big thing.
That is a big thing for sure.
And this big thing isn't going to be anywhere near our little thing?
No, doesn't sound like it. That's why they need you there. You're a backup.
Well, so what if something happens?
Oh, that's why you're there. If nothing was going to happen.
What's the theory of what's going to happen?
So two things could happen.
Worst case scenario.
Could you poop your poop? Okay. Here's what could potentially happen. Nothing. The other things that could happen, that you should definitely, again, keep an open mind for, because it's not like it's guaranteed that nothing will happen. Otherwise, we just wouldn't send anyone there. There's an eco-terrorism cell called the Rainbow's Edge that loves to fuck with these ocean platforms because they think they're dealing with, they think we're like ruining the ocean more than it's already fucked. So like, they're a big pain in the ass, but they're a bunch of cowards. If you just shoot your gun in the air, they'll probably leave you alone. Very absolute worst case scenario, Arasaka attacks. And they decide, you know, but they shouldn't because there's no reason to. But again, keep an open mind. Anything can happen on the fucking ocean.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, I guess that settles things for me.
You have, if I had to give you statistics, you are more likely to encounter Rainbow's Edge than you are Arasaka. I don't see any reason they'd go after this base, but we still need somebody there to keep those fucking hippies off our deck. So.
Fucking hippies as he smokes weed.
He smiles.
Alright, yeah. I guess I'll pat him on the back. Tell him to have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Let me know if you have any more questions. I'll, tell you what I know or whatever. What I can.
Yeah, I'll work on my ice program and then, without him knowing, but I'll relay all the potential.
You kind of have like a chat going, and he kind of coaches you through certain things.
Yeah.
Because he tells you how to make essentially military grade ice, whereas before you probably had some patch job ice that you made that was pretty good in the war. But like this is like it's been a few years since then, so things have updated. So your knowledge of how to make ice is probably outdated. And secondly, the people that you might be going up against, if it is Arasaka at some point, like they're gonna have way higher grade ice than a bunch of hippies who probably have none. So because they're hippies, they probably wouldn't get any cyberware now that I think about it. Yeah, so he helps you with that and everything, and you have a back and forth. On your way back to the office, you run into John Neptune, or wherever you go back down to, say, the or where are you going? You want to go back to the bar or what?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go down to try to meet up with everyone to tell them, the updated news about our mission.
Yeah, you run into John Neptune. He's like, "Oh, the Netrunner,
the fish
tech
king.
boy." We're trading blows now. You think all of your fancy tech is gonna help you when an orca's bearing down on your ass, son? And Frank kind of turns the corner and he sees John Neptune like kind of berating you, and Frank just kind of gives him a stare, and John's just like, I hear you're getting better. I hear Orlin trusts you.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a good teacher.
It's good to know. He's a good friend. If he trusts you, I can trust you, but the seas are a treacherous place for somebody so full of your tech. You better watch your ass, you TV boy.
Now, I'm gonna change my TV skin to have fish, like, swimming.
Mock me, you son of a... Frank's just like, Neptune! Fuck off. Then John Neptune's just like, good luck out there, boy. And he kind of like nudges you a little bit as he walks past you down the hall, and Frank's just like,
happy swimming.
You see John Neptune just kind of like, as he starts to walk away, just gets a little bit more angry. And Frank's just like, you okay?
Yeah, he doesn't bother me.
All right. Guy's an asshole. I think you're doing fine. I think your whole crew is doing fine. You're doing better than I expected.
Did you want us to be worse?
No, I didn't at all. I'm happy with your progress. Like, we hired a bunch of edge runners from who did merc work. You guys are acting like an operation. It's fantastic.
Well, I mean, we're a team.
Yeah, I see that. I'm almost starting to think maybe we should hire more people like your group. It's fantastic, but I think you'll be guarding Nautilus space pretty well.
Is there anything in a worst case scenario you think we should look out for?
Not that I can think of. It's probably going to be smooth sailing. I mean, you're there to guard it. It could be anything, in all honesty, but I sincerely doubt something is going to happen.
All right, well, seems to be the general idea.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That's
I mean, so like parties used to be there. Is there stuff left over?
Oh yeah, that's a full bar. You can have as much of it as you want. Consider it just part of the job. As long as you don't get so inebriated you can't guard Nautilus space, in which case then we would be very upset with you. But otherwise, feel free to use any of the facilities things as you want. We aren't going to dock your pay for it or anything like that. It's all there. It probably needs to be used anyway before it expires, so have at it. Have fun.
No, all right. Yeah, no. We'll make sure it's safe and we'll make sure nothing goes to waste.
That's the spirit. And he kind of pats you on the shoulder and he's like, have a good night, son.
Dad?
What? He kind of pats your shoulder and he walks into his office.
All right, yeah, so then I'll go to meet up with the group if they're out.
Alrighty. And from there, I want to say you all meet up, probably have a fun night. Maybe it's a bit more relaxed than it was the night before because you're a bit more used to what's going on. If anybody wants to have a moment, we just had one, so I don't mind if you don't. I was going to start to call the end of the session.
I would just like to at least minorly have the conversation that, Orland told me a worst case scenario. And it was Frank who kind of said, no, nothing at all. So there's a bit of a difference in opinions of what might happen.
Alrighty. Oh, yeah.
Unless anyone wants to chime in, but yeah, that's all I was gonna do.
But yeah, so with that you have I get cat hairs in my mouth now. Thanks, Alf. With that, you all go to bed that night, and we all have our cats. You wake up. You do a few more days of ocean training, and finally, you get to the final day. You wake up in the morning, and it is time. In Zed's vision, your meetings for the day say mission briefing. And that's where we'll leave off for today.